Hi there and welcome to Celeb Tea. Chrissy Lampkin didn't just vanish, she detonated a bomb that left Jim Jones' life in pieces. And this wasn't your typical lover's quarrel or a fading romance. This was betrayal at its highest level, one that took years to orchestrate and only minutes to dismantle everything Jim thought was secure. It all started with a staggering $7 million gone. Not lost. Not mistakenly spent. Just gone. And the person responsible? The woman Jim once planned to marry, Chrissy. What makes it even worse is that Jim only recently connected the dots. Now, he's pacing like a man possessed, eyes red, rage building with every step. He's slamming walls, flipping furniture, and trying to make sense of it all. Chrissy? She got one dry, soulless text from him. Damn. That was it. No tears. No questions. Just a final note of disbelief and fury. But here's the kicker. Chrissy didn't pull this off on her own. No. Someone from Jim's own crew, someone from his tight-knit inner circle, helped her plot this scheme. And that's where it gets really dark. Because when money enters the room, loyalty exits. The idea that blood is thicker than water? Useless when stacks of cash are on the table. Picture waking up to find that your entire life was a setup. A scripted reality show where everyone played a part except you. That's exactly what happened to Jim. Imagine him pacing in the early hours. The only light coming from his TV flickering reruns of Love and Hip Hop. A cruel twist of irony. His fists clench and unclench. His mind spins. And Chrissy? Gone. No goodbye. No explanation. Just radio silence. Then comes the turning point. Jim walks over to his safe. The moment the door swings open, his breath catches. Everything is missing. Not just the cash. Every important document, USB drive, cryptocurrency wallet, and even contracts tied to his new television deal gone. All that remains is a single gold bracelet lying in the center of the empty space. Chrissy's calling card. Her I did it moment. He collapses to his knees, gasping for air. He dials her number, leaves voicemails, and shoots off texts, but it's like screaming into the void. The most painful blow? One of the missing files held details of a $2.5 million TV show deal under his name, the only copy. It was digital robbery, with a side of heartbreak. Hours later, Jim's phone pings. A message. Check your email. Don't contact me. Confused and furious, he opens his inbox. There's a shaky video attachment, seemingly recorded by a surveillance camera. In the footage, Chrissy is seen with a man in a black hoodie entering a Miami hotel suite. The video pauses and zooms in at a T first. Jim refuses to believe it. But there's no denying it, Zeke. His longtime friend, his dipset brother, is the man helping her. Hours after the footage, Chrissy is seen laughing while Zeke carries a heavy backpack and a folder stuffed with documents. It was a setup all along. Jim's phone slips from his hand and crashes to the floor, a fitting metaphor for the trust now shattered into pieces. It's no longer about the stolen money, it's about family, betrayal, and years of trust incinerated in one calculated move. Things spiral quickly. Legal documents surface, and 3 names appear in the file. Jim Jones Lampkin, Chrissy Lampkin, and an unexpected third Angela Rise, who, Angela was Chrissy's ride or die back in 2012. Then, like a ghost, she vanished. No drama, no farewell, just gone. Now social media sleuths go full CSI. Rumors swirl that Jim had wronged Angela years ago, but nothing was ever confirmed. That is, until now. A leaked voicemail crashes the internet, Chrissy's voice shaking with emotion. He thinks I'm heartless, she says, but he forgot what he did to Angela. I never forgot. I just waited. the motive shifts. This wasn't just about millions. It was a revenge plot that had been simmering for a decade. Another wave of shock hits the internet as more footage leaks. Chrissy is caught on security camera, entering Jim's studio alone. She leaves with a laptop. Not just any laptop. It's the laptop, Jim's digital vault filled with unreleased tracks, confidential contracts, and other sensitive material. The access log, opened with a keycard registered to Freaky Zeke. Again, someone from Jim's own camp. Online chaos erupts. Fans choose sides. Some claim Chrissy finally stood up for herself. Others call it cold-blooded treachery. The truth? Somewhere in the middle. Because when Mama Jones, Jim's mother, goes live on Instagram in a bathrobe, Bible open on the table, her voice cracking with emotion, it hits different. "You look broken and ashamed," she says to the camera. And the person who did it sat at my table, grinned in my face, and lied without flinching. Chrissy, if you're watching, return what isn't yours. God doesn't play about stolen blessings. The internet explodes. Gossip blogs, TMZ, the Shade Room, they all pick up the story. Rumors spread that if nonprofit funds were touched, the FBI might intervene. Some speculate Chrissy used charitable donations to mask offshore transactions. This isn't just trauma, it's potentially criminal. And just when you think it can't get messier, an infamous ghostwriter known for leaking industry secrets tweets, "You're not ready for where Chrissy is. It's not who you think. And when the next piece drops, it's going to get real ugly." Days pass, then weeks. Jim Jones is silent, but his absence is louder than any post he could make. Fans flood his pages with support, while Chrissy's accounts remain quiet until one cryptic Instagram post changes everything. No caption, just a black and white photo of her standing on a rooftop at sunrise, wind blowing through her hair, a faint smirk on her face. She's holding something small and metallic. Fans zoom in. It's a USB drive. The comments go wild. Is that the drive? The one that vanished from Jim's safe? The one with music files, contract data, evidence of past partnerships? The one Jim himself had once said was my career in a capsule? The next day, the internet breaks again. A well-known industry leaker uploads a 30-second audio clip, an unreleased Jim Jones track from 2020, one he previewed but never dropped. It's clear, polished, and it's captioned, "Property of Chrissy Lampkin." It's petty. It's calculated. And it sends a message louder than words. She still has control. Meanwhile, Cameron, longtime friend and Dipset member, steps into the storm. On an IG Live, someone drops a comment. "Yo, where Chrissy at?" Cam just shakes his head, then pauses for a long second. His expression tightens. "All I'ma say is she played her part well," he mutters, before ending the stream abruptly. The comment section explodes. Did Cam know? Did he help cover it up? Or worse, was he betrayed too? Then, another twist. Angela Rise resurfaces. She makes her first public post in over a decade, a black screen with just a voice memo. It's her voice, shaky but firm. "Sometimes justice takes time," she says. "Sometimes karma needs a little push." But make no mistake, this was never about the money. Now people start piecing it all together. Years ago, Angela and Chrissy were inseparable until Angela quietly disappeared. Rumors back then hinted at a falling out with Jim, something hushed and painful. A few said Jim may have led Angela on. Others claimed she had business ties with him that went sour. Nothing was ever proven until now. New leaks drop daily. Screenshots, old texts, voice memos, footage from studio sessions. It becomes clear Chrissy had been building this play for years, carefully gathering dirt, biding her time, and waiting for the moment Jim least expected it. And that moment came when his guard was down, trusting that loyalty still existed in a world fueled by greed and grudges. And then the rooftop. A now viral clip surfaces from a security camera in New Jersey. It's blurry but clear enough. Chrissy stands with her back to the camera on the rooftop of Jim's old recording studio. She's arguing with someone many believe it's Zeke. She raises her voice, gestures toward a duffel bag at her feet. Then she tosses something over the edge. The clip cuts out before we see what. Later that night, Jim posts a photo of that same rooftop, this time empty. The caption is haunting. "I trusted you more than I trusted myself." At this point, the industry is on edge. Record labels call emergency meetings. Managers warn their artists to double-check their security, because what Chrissy just pulled wasn't a breakup. It was a masterclass in deception, and she left no digital fingerprints. Everything was offline, analog, and meticulously planned.